Well, hello, how are you? Hey, friends, welcome to the Shen Show. I am your host, Shenandoah Briscoe, coming to you from right here in St. Charles, Missouri. Hey, you know what? Today is Saturday, January the 9th, 2021. Got a happy birthday shout out going out to Guillermo Martinez and Tracy Burnat. So, without further ado, I'll sing a birthday song for the two of you. Hey, Tracy. Hey, Guillermo. I heard it's your birthday today. So, happy birthday, I must say. You know, you're one more year older today, so happy birthday to you, I say. Hey, Guillermo and Tracy. Hey, I heard it's your birthday today. That's another trip around the sun that you've made. I hope you're really enjoying your birthday today because it's all for you. It's your birthday. Happy birthday and many more. Cha 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 cha. Not gonna be a long one tonight, folks. 'Cause well, I am cold. That's right. Temperature was down to 94.7. Not the house, mine. So I've been sitting in front of a heater all night, all day long, between two heaters, that is. And now I got my temperature up to 96.7, long enough to do this blog. But I'm starting to get cold again. And so chances are my hand's going to go up alongside my face. I'm going to start wiggling around a lot. But I'm already wiggling around a lot. But anyway, just to stay warm. So we're not going to go through with a bunch of shout outs. I'm sorry. I love to shout out my fans because my fans, if it weren't for me, if it weren't for you, what would it be worth for me to do? But I got to do this daily because if I don't do it daily, why would you tune in daily if I'm not here? So here we are and here we go. How about some weather for the St. Charles viewing of St. Charles weather forecast? Here we go. How about tonight's temperature? Right now it's about 30 degrees out there, but it's dropping and dropping fast. Cloudy skies overnight with lows around 26 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds going to be light and variable north to northwest at about 5 miles per hour. And then Sunday, January the 10th, cloudy skies early, followed by partly clearing later on. Highs around 33 degrees Fahrenheit with winds north to northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies later on in the night with low temperatures dipping down around 22 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds are going to be light and variable northwest at about 4 miles per hour. And then Monday, January the 11th, cloudy to partly cloudy skies with highs around 38 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds are going to be light and variable. West about coming out from the west at about 5 miles per hour. Clear skies overnight with lows around 26 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds are going to be southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then we're going to have a Tuesday, January the 12th, sunny skies with high temperatures around 49 degrees Fahrenheit, and winds are going to be west to southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mostly clear skies overnight with low temperatures around 30 degrees Fahrenheit, and winds are going to be west to southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Wednesday, January the 13th, except for a few clouds in the or a few afternoon clouds. It's going to be mainly sunny. High temperatures around 52 degrees Fahrenheit, with winds southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Few clouds overnight, with low temperatures dipping down around 36 degrees Fahrenheit, and winds are going to be west to southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Now, Thursday, January the 14th, we're going to have partly cloudy skies. Highs around 54 degrees Fahrenheit and winds west at 10 to 20 miles per hour. A few clouds from time to time overnight, with low temperatures of about 34 degrees Fahrenheit, and winds are going to be west to northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. So, that, my friends, is your 5 day forecast for the St. Charles viewing area. Now we are going to do a few songs tonight before we get done here because, well, that's just the way it is. I've got to sing. Hopefully I can do them justice because, well, with the cold, with the body being cold, the throat kind of gets a little raw and cranky. And all right, can you figure? My temperature swings. Yesterday it was up to 101. Now it's down to, now today it's down to 94. Who knows? Well, who knows what it's going to be when it's going to be that way? And either one, because of my condition, being a quadriplegic, either one is in the normal range. Well, depending on who you ask. But anyway, here we go. Living on the road, my friends, was gonna keep you free and clean. Now you wear your skin like iron, and your breath is hard as kerosene. You weren't your mama's only boy, but her favorite one, it seems. She began to cry when you said goodbye and sank into your dreams. Pancho was a bandit, boys. His horse was fast as polished steel. Wore his gun outside his pinch for all the honest world to feel. But Pancho met his match, you know, somewhere down in Mexico. That's the way the story goes. But that's the way it goes. And all the federales say they could have had him any day. They only let him go so. They only let him hang around out of kindness, I suppose. And Lefty, he can't sing the blues all night long like he used to do. The dust that Pancho bit down south, it ended up in Lefty's mouth. The day they laid poor Pancho low, Lefty split for Ohio, where he got the bread to go. Ain't nobody knows. Uh, just cut off some of my song. Where's the rest of my song? Oh, and all the federales say they could have had him any day. They only let him slip away out of kindness, I suppose. Well, the poets tell how Pancho fell and Lefty's living in cheap hotels. The desert's quiet, Cleveland's cold, and so the oral story ends we're told. Mm, but say some prayers for old Pancho. Pancho needs your prayers, it's true, but save a few for Lefty too. He just did what he had to do, and now he's growing old. And all the federales say they could have had him any day. They only let him go so long, out of kindness, I suppose. All right, I think that was it. That was a little what's his name there? You know, you know, Kenny, not Kenny Rogers, uh, Willie Nelson. Yeah, yeah. How about here's some Kenny Rogers in a bar in Toledo, across from the depot, on a bar stool. She took off her ring. I thought I'd get closer, so I walked on over. I sat down and asked her her name. When the drinks finally hit her, she said I'm no quitter, but I finally quit living on dreams. I'm hungry for laughter And here ever after, I'm out after whatever the other life brings. In the mirror, I saw him, and I closely watched him. I thought how he looked out of place. Well, he came to the woman who sat there beside me. He had a strange look on his face. His big hands were calloused. He looked like a mountain. For a minute, I thought I was dead. But he started shaking. His big heart was breaking. He turned to the woman and said, "You picked a fine time to leave me, Lucille, with 4 hungry children and a crop in the field. I've had some bad times, I've lived through some sad times, but this time your hurting won't heal. You picked a fine time to leave me, Lucille." Well, after he left us, I ordered more whiskey. I thought how she'd made him look small. From the lights of the bar room to the rented hotel room, we walked without talking at all. She was a beauty, but when she came to me, she must have thought I'd lost my mind. I couldn't hold her 'cause of the words that he told her kept coming back time after time. You picked a fine time to leave me, Lucille, with 4 hungry children and a crop in the field. I've had some bad times, I've lived through some sad times, but this time your hurting won't heal. You picked a fine time to leave me, Lucille. You picked a fine time to leave me, Lucille, with 4 hungry children and a crop in the field. I've had some bad times, I've lived through some sad times, but this time your hurting won't heal. You picked a fine time to leave me, Lucille. On a funner note, same song, different words. On a road in Toledo, across from the depot, I was cruising in my old heat. It wasn't good looking, but it was sure booking. And anyway, I got it dirt cheap. Me and my old lady were cruising about 80 when the car really started to roar. Around the corner we was a turning and something was burning, but I shoved that old gas pedal down to the floor. In the mirror I saw something cruising down the highway. I thought how it looked out of place. It was my tire going like fire. I had a strange look on my face. I really don't know, but it looked like a donut. For a minute I thought I was dead. I started crying. I thought I was dying. I looked out the windshield and said, You picked a fine time to leave me loose, Will. With four old bald tires, you were such a good deal. I've had some clunkers, some really bad junkers, but this time you were just a great steal. You picked a fine time to leave me loose, Will. Well, after the collision, I made a decision. I thought how I'd live through it all. And in the glow of the headlights, I checked out the damage. You really couldn't see much at all. I started to thinking, I'm glad I'm not drinking. And these words kept coming back time after time. You picked a fine time to leave me loose, Will. With four old bald tires, you were such a good deal. I've had some clunkers, some really bad junkers, but you were just a great steal. You picked a fine time to leave me loose, Will. You picked a fine time to leave me loose, Will. With four old bald tires, you were such a great deal. I've had some clunkers, some really bad junkers, but you were just a great deal. You picked a fine time to leave me loose, Will. Okay, there you have it. I just thought I'd throw it out there. All right, hey, look, kids, it's time for story time with TV Grandpa. Gather round, it's time for story time. That's right, settle down. Grandpa gonna tell you a little story. It's TV Grandpa, and tonight we're gonna do the Little Mermaid story. Now, the Little Mermaid story is, well, one of my daughter's favorite stories, so I'm a hoping it's one of yours too. And here we go. Long ago there lived a sea king in the coral palace at the bottom of the sea. He had six mermaid daughters, and while five of them were happy, his youngest princess did not smile even once. The little mermaid loved the surface world. She would often swim up to the sea to see the blue sky and the green trees of the distant land. She felt that without the wonders of the world above, she would be unhappy. Beautiful fish, shells of various sizes and shapes of the wondrous sea failed to satisfy her. Not even stories told by her father would make her smile. Ima- um, One night, the little mermaid left her home and came to the surface secretly. In the stormy night, the waves crushed wildly against the rocks. The lightning threw the light on a ship rolling and pitching at sea. Beside the ship, a young man was signaling for help. Little Mermaid immediately rescued him, and she brought him to the shore and rested him gently against the rocks. She fell in love with the young man at once. Once seeing a beautiful young girl approaching, she left for the sea palace. The first thing the young man saw when he opened his eyes was the beautiful girl with the lovely hair. That he was very grateful to her, thinking that she had rescued him. The beautiful girl was the princess. Um, the little mermaid always thought about the young man, and one day she visited the witch of the seashore, and asked her to grant a wish. She wanted to walk and dance on the land. The witch listened, stirring her potion, and the witch agreed to grant her the wish on one condition. She will be able to walk and dance, but not talk and sing. She would lose the power of speech. The mermaid agreed and was soon transformed. The little mermaid reached the royal palace, hoping the prince would remember her. A grand ball was being held in the palace, and not knowing the girl, the palace guards refused to let her inside. Listening to the music coming from the palace, she started dancing merrily. Seeing her beautiful dance, the guards allowed her to enter the palace. Bright bright lamps lit the garden where the air was filled with music and laughter, and little mermaid finally found the prince on the princess throne. Beside him sat the beautiful princess with lovely hair. When the prince saw her, he did not realize she was his rescuer. The king announced the princess was as the future bride of the kingdom. And that announcement left the mermaid in tears. She ran out of the palace back to the sea. It is believed that the sad little mermaid still visits the palace when where she first saw the handsome prince. Here is a visual. Oh, okay. That wasn't the one I was looking for, but that's okay. Oh, Ariel's Ariel Mermaid Bedtime Story. That's the one I was really looking for. But we'll do that another time. Okay? Okay then. Let's see here. It looks like it's about time for our portion of the program called Our Daily Bread. Our daily bread is going to be brought to you today by the Bible with Briscoe 2021 because, well, hey, the Bible with Briscoe 2021 is a daily reading of the Bible to be completed within 1 year. Today's reading in the Bible with Briscoe 2021 is called Genesis 23 through 24 and Matthew 7. So don't forget to turn into the Bible with Briscoe 2021, found by Googling the Bible with Briscoe 2021. It'll come right up first thing. Okie dokie. Let's see. Today's devotion is called Dig It Up. And the scriptures for that devotion are Ruth 1, 3 through 5, and 20 through 21. So, without further ado, we will bring up Ruth 1, 3 through 5. Now, Elimelech, Naomi's husband, died, and she was left with her two sons. They married Moabite women, one named Oprah and the other Ruth. After they had lived there about 10 years, both Mahalan and Chilion also died, and Naomi was left without her two sons and her husband. That was 3 through 5. Now we'll do 20 through 21. And don't call me Naomi, she told them. Call me Mara, because the Almighty has made my life very bitter. I went away full, but the Lord has brought me back empty. Why call me Naomi? The Lord has afflicted me, and the Almighty has brought in misfortune upon me. Okay, doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but hey, I don't know why that's got dig it up all about it. Okay, yeah. The insight. We'll read the insight. The book of Ruth isn't the only time we see the name Mara or Mara. Bitter. In the Bible, in Exodus, we read how the Israelites had just escaped slavery in Egypt when God miraculously parted the Red Sea. And after the Israelites crossed the sea, he released the waters so the Egyptians pursuing were swallowed up. The result, when the Israelites saw the mighty hand of the Lord displayed against the Egyptians, the people feared the Lord and put out their trust in him and in Moses his servant. Yet 3 days later, the Israelites couldn't find water and began to doubt Moses and God. They found an oasis, God, but its water was undrinkable. They named the place Mara. God instructed Moses to throw a piece of wood in the water, and it immediately became sweet. All right, so there you have it. That's why. All righty. Hey, that looks like it's it for the um, Daily Bread portion of the program that was brought to you today by the Bible with Briscoe 2020. The Bible with Briscoe 2020 is a daily reading of the Bible to be completed within 1 year. Do not forget to tune in to the Bible with Briscoe 2020. All right, my friends, that looks like the end of the Shen show for today. So, I'm so happy that you tuned in. I got one more song for you, and that'll be, oh, well, goodbye, my friends. It's time to go. I said goodbye, my friends. It's time to go. I hate to leave you, but I really must go. So goodbye, my friends, goodbye. This here has been Shenandoah Briscoe saying hello and how are you? Thanks for tuning in to the Shen Show. And as always, God loves you and so do I. So come back and see me tomorrow because, well, I'll be here. And I hope that you are too.